Well guys, camp's gone. That's officially a wrap for our Utah bull hunt. We hunted archery, rifle, and muzzleloader. We got a few more hunts left, but it's been a long fall. It's November 4th today. So yeah, thanks for tuning in guys. I'll see you next time.
Hunting season 2023 was one of the most remarkable years on the mountain I've ever had. It wasn't my first bull elk. It wasn't my biggest buck. This year, it was something more. It was the lifelong pursuit of finding an animal that always seemed so elusive. And suddenly, Mother Nature, teeming with life, has started to show me her secrets. I haven't hunted muzzleloader since a brief overnighter with my brother in 2015 for deer, in which we were unsuccessful. Prior to that, I had one of the funnest hunts I remember, still to this day, one of my favorites, a late season cow elk hunt in 2012. I've also harvested one mule deer buck, a little 2x3, many years prior to that. It's not something I do very often, but it's an opportunity I enjoy, and this hunt was no different than the rest. But first, let's cut back to the beginning. Archery hunt. August. Hotter than heck. After buying my first horse this summer, I couldn't wait for archery season to pack into a high mountain basin and chase bulls. And yes, I brought my dog, not going anywhere without this happy little pup. The day before the hunt, it rained all day, and me and Sunny Dog were stuck inside while Uncle Buck was out there getting wet.
Now how to kill that bull.
After glassing this bull up right as the sun was coming up, I decided I was going to go after him, and I hurried and packed up my scope and set out. After taking 5 steps from where I was glassing, I looked down the clearing where I'm in, just about to enter, and there's a whole herd of elk and a couple small bulls. So I made a move, and I put the stock on.
Biggest lesson I learned this year is bring your rangefinder. I have one, but this morning I was 100 yards from camp, and I was feeling kind of pessimistic. And I was like, I don't need the rangefinder. If I do see anything, I'll be able to range it just fine. Just had a perfect shot of the cow. The one in the video that you just seen. I think it was 40, I shot for 50. But I can't find my arrow. Never heard my arrow, hit any trees. And there's a lot of them back here. It looked good. The arrow flight looked good. No blood yet. It was like 15 minutes ago, so we'll keep looking around for my arrow and then we'll start circling. See if we can't find an elk. I don't know. I just don't know. Can't find my arrow. No blood. Followed the only tracks I could see. I mean, really, they don't really make a whole lot of tracks in this unless you get in fresh mud, but I wandered all over. Oh, there's my arrow. Holy shoot. Look at this. I walked by it so many. You know what that means? Clean as a whistle. I don't know how I missed that. I was way up there. The elk was right there. It was 40 yards and I shot for 50. Son of a gun.
After missing that cow, I came back to camp to find my pup safe and sound, and my horse patiently waiting, wondering what the heck I'm doing. My opening weekend was cut short when it ended up getting really sick with a fever and started puking. I packed up camp and headed out after only hunting a few hours on opening day. Regardless, I would say it was a very successful opening day, and due to my own mistakes, I missed. I took a break from my archery hunt to go help a fellow buddy from an old job try to harvest his first buck on an archery mule deer hunt. Needless to say, we found countless elk, but deer were in short supply. Utah has a unique season where you can take a general season tag and shoot spikes only on limited entry units. Of course, that would mean that we're going to find plenty of elk, but none of which we can shoot. We had no problem this year getting into elk every day and listening to them scream. There were just no unicorns, no spikes. I've spent the last 3 years dedicated to understanding elk and being able to find them more. As you can see, my hard work has been paying off, and even though we can't shoot any of these bulls, it's an experience like none other, knowing that my hard work is paying off. There's a unit I've always wanted to explore, but I never have because I always was hunting somewhere else, chasing some other animal. This year I decided on the muzzleloader hunt it would be a perfect opportunity for to head out and find some spikes and explore new country. I couldn't believe what I had found in this new unit. It seemed that there were elk on every ridge. Didn't matter where you went, there was a pile of fresh tracks right down the middle of the road, in your camp, wherever. It was a beautiful unit with some big, deep, steep country, and I'm glad I went. I ended up camping and hunting in this area because when I was driving up, there was a pile of fresh elk tracks crossing the road. Little did I know that after I spent the weekend up there, I'd found out this was normal. Elk were crossing and using the roads as highways everywhere. But it was a beautiful area, and I was more than happy to hunt it and explore it and find the elk hidden within. I haven't hunted deer since 2021, and to be honest, I almost want to shoot one of those more than elk now. I'm craving it. So it was nice to see this beautiful little 4-point buck while I was out chasing elk. I will always take the time to stop and admire a nice buck. Day one came to an end, and it was a success, partly at least. We had missed a spike. On the way back to camp, we'd seen a group of elk that we had previously seen. Little did we know, earlier there had been a spike hiding in the trees that we didn't see, and so when I had come back towards camp, the spike busted out and headed down the canyon, and we never got a shot. I was getting pretty disheartened when you wouldn't believe it. Right by camp there was another group. Ended up being about 250 yards shot. There was one spike in the group, so I settled down, laid prone over a little dirt mound, and set my sights. Now I was using only a little 1x scope, and there wasn't much to see, so it was a little too far, I'll be honest. But I let her rip, not having a clue where I hit. I watched them for a while until eventually they meandered down canyon, and the spike, healthy as could be, ran off with the herd. Success, and so close. Maybe next time. After 3 seasons of hunting, I have only myself to blame for eating tag soup. I was blessed with the opportunities, and this was a season I'll never forget. Can't wait for what's in store in Colorado.